to go up to Fanny Hill to the concert, John Popper concert, and Michael will be speaking there as well. And in the past, we've had up to 4,000 people on the hill, and it really is a great way to kind of decompress after all the intensity. The other thing I wanted to share is, we had a Great Depression. We're in a great transition because we are going from fossil fuels to renewable energy. But we're on the cusp of a great transformation. And that one has to do with a real shift in our consciousness and a real shift in what we prioritize based on our values, deep values that come from here, and come from here. And that transformation has to do with kindness, dignity, respect, healing the separateness that we feel from each other and from nature, going from scarcity mentality to abundance. There is enough for all, but there's not enough for all the greed. And so we're being invited, and we prepared the invitation to ourselves by creating climate change, because that invitation has presented to us the opportunity to collaborate on an international global level, to perceive ourselves, to understand ourselves as one, to know that we are nature, we're not separate from, we are co-evolving with nature, and we will de-evolve with nature if we decide not to accept the invitation. Everyone in this room has accepted the invitation. So, as Michael Brune said, that now, how do we go forward in a way that brings everything that you've heard in this conference together? This is a system, a whole system in here. And still we're missing pieces, but we are a community. And we are a family. And we love one another, and we care deeply about this planet. So I want to acknowledge all of you for putting your life and your time on the line. There's a lot of people in here that have been working most of their lives on these kinds of issues and these kinds of problems. And we've tackled them from many different perspectives and from our life experiences. But we do have that one thing in common. And that's the thread that keeps us all together, is that we are in this together. So, I acknowledge you for being here. I'm sorry, but thank you.
Thank you, Sally, for that wonderful heartfelt close. And I just want to add to that it's so important that we take the information here, the heart space here, and then carry it forward to where we're going. And to that extent, what we talk about at the AREI and the AREDAY is a constellation, and we all are a part of a constellation, and we all have our own constellations, and that we have the opportunity now to take forward from Aspen Snowmass and bring it to an event that we want to do in Hawaii in February, and then back here again next June, and you're all invited to attend both of those. But in between those spaces, we'll also be showing up at Green Week in New York City, taking this information there at the various events, and others that will happen throughout the calendar year. So we all have a climate constellation, and we have to remember how to pay it forward and how to continue to connect the dots with the information that's been talked about over the last 4 days in a very traditional and sacred way, I think, with the opening. If you remember, we burned some sage, we created a context, and we brought the spirit of indigenous wisdom into the room that we must source our understanding of nature on. So I invite you all to join us and to continue this journey that we're on all together. It's not about us versus them. It's about we all together, and we have to continue to make that journey at this critical time in the history of the human experience. Yes, of course.
And I just wanted to add that one of the things that we're going to be doing is really looking at what are the strategic applications of everything that we've heard here. So we're going to be contacting some of you, talking about a constellation, to come together and really download from the different sectors. And how do we bring that together in a way? Jeffrey Sachs talked about we need a plan. And T. Boone Pickens, I mean, that's what he said at one of our conferences. He said, we don't have a plan. And we need a plan with goals. And I think the people that have been at this conference are fully capable of pulling that together with others who haven't been. And that seems to be our next step. If we're going to have a new narrative and a plan for 2018 and 2020, and a new narrative. So I just wanted to let you know that, you know, now the work begins. So thank you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And to add on to that, we also will be reaching out to all of the folks that have attended, and we'll be asking you to report to us about the strategic partnerships, the collaborations that were forged. We need to, you know, keep each other updated and apprised of our initiatives, of our efforts, our wins, and even our losses. But that we like to see that the summit is about bringing thought leaders together. Each and every one of you are one, you know that, and that we want you to talk to each other and to, again, create these strategic initiatives, partnerships, collaborations, such that we can create this community and create and connect that global grid, that constellation that we talk about. So thank you all for taking the time out of your lives to join us here, and it's not over yet. We're just going into the next phase of the our week. Our day goes into our week, and there's a great concert. We have AREDAY Electric starting today, where we have electric vehicles up there. To go test drive a Bolt, I got to tell you, it's an incredible vehicle. You're going to really like that. We have some wonderful expo booths. There's a community conversation series starting on that big stage that Mike Brune will be speaking at in about an hour, where we're engaging the community to come and talk to each other about local issues such as food, water, energy, and resilience. And even beyond that, we have the Impact film, which is beginning, and it's right across the street here in the beautiful building that the Snowmass Town Hall is located, and we're turning that into a movie theater. The films will start tomorrow at noon. They'll go to Saturday at noon. I would recommend Chasing Coral, a fantastic movie. Everybody has to see that. Won the Sundance Audience Award. We're screening it at noon on Saturday. Okay, one last piece of business, and that is, ready? To honor and thank the people that really make this happen. You know, you think it's she and I? No. Nope, it's she and she. Now, if Kristen DeMay is around anywhere that she can hear my booming voice through the mic, if she could come up here, and if Ollie could also come up and join us. Where is Kristen? Is Kristen someplace around? So the people that really make it happen, and you all know who they are, as do they. Well, we just had to, you know, have Kristen's probably there. Where's Kristen? Really? She's out working probably. Well, now, she probably had an inkling of this, and she ran up to see the concert. Well, I guess somebody, on behalf of Chris and Sally, will accept these flowers. But we couldn't do it without these gals and everybody else, of course. You know, Barclay, we were going to get you flowers, but you know, we thought that maybe you'd want to watch instead. So it's renewable. So anyway, thanks so much, Ollie, for all your hard work. You know, it's brilliant, and all of the volunteers. You know, why don't you? Anybody I'm missing?
All the volunteers, the AV team. I mean, it takes a family really to put this on, and it's also a lot of a volunteer family. So they really deserve. We absolutely, this would not happen without these folks. So again, they get a big round of applause, please.
Yeah. It's called dedication. Okay, so with that, the 14th annual AREDAY is officially, the summit part, concluded.